All right, let's talk about Through the Omenpaths, this time with Black. As a side note, if you're going to MagicCon Atlanta this weekend, I have a meet and greet from 5 to 6:30 on Friday, and I'll be part of the Lore Master Monarch panel on Saturday. All right, so let's dive in with the symbiotes of Through the Omenpaths. So aggressive symbiosis sort of shows us that these symbiotes are these weird beings that encompass a person. I can't really tell you what plane they come from, but based on this card, I suspect they're also from Spider Plane, and I'll show you why in a second. Also, that would just be more feasible. But anyway, if you look, the Bane-marked Leonin, this isn't any kind of Leonin we've ever seen before in there, which is going to make this a totally new plane. But I do think these symbiotes are interesting. They're almost like elementals that take over a person. They're sort of like organic exosuits in search of a pilot, almost, if you look at how they are shown. Kaldaya Brawlers. Kaldaya is in New Capenna. Clandestine Work is another New Capenna. You can just tell by the outfits. What's happening here is that valuables are being smuggled in coffins. Common Crook is very much a Thunder Junction. You can tell by all the cowboy outfits. And the very angular architecture and the wood, and basically everything about this screams it. Damning Caress is probably Innistrad based on the giant moon in the background. But with those spires back there, it could easily be someplace like Ravnica too. Duskmourn's Claim is, obviously Duskmourn. These are some Valgavoth cultists getting what's coming to them. Egrix the Bile Bulwark is another one of these symbiotes. It's not clear if this is a symbiote that's bonded to a spider or it's a spider-shaped symbiote. But what's interesting here is we get a glimpse of what appears to be a totally new kind of merfolk. A kind with sort of like triangular fins along its head. At least I assume it's a merfolk. It could be anything really, especially from this distance. Hex of Undeath is a Liliana Vess reference, obviously. The House Grows Hungry is obviously another Duskmourn reference. Krobel, Envoy of the Bog, appears to be yet another one of those human spider centaur hybrids that we saw on one of the green cards. Also note how similar the Bog here looks to what's behind Bane-marked Leonin, so I wonder if there's some similarity there. But also I doubt there was a fully fleshed out world guide for whatever the generic spider plane they're using is. Luis, Pompous Pillager, very, very obviously a vampire from Ixalan. Merciless Enforcers is another Thunder Junction. These are silver spurs. You can tell by their silver outfits. Miasmic Mist is a tough one. I'm leaning toward Innistrad because these seem to be almost like werewolfy guys. Those guys all have like a Kessig vibe. But there are no clues here that make it explicitly Innistrad. Nil, Vessel of Valgavoth, is obviously another Duskmourn reference. Prison Break, you can tell from the architecture back here, is Ravnica. And you can see like an Azorius symbol up here, although it's not the colors you would expect from it. But it's also only one of the only places with Luxodon, Vidalcan, goblins. And I think a Minotaur guy over here, maybe a demon, I can't really tell. Remorseless Coup, this is very much a cowboy trope, burying someone alive to the head to die. He's taken the boss's cap, too. Rylex the Accursed is another one of these strange, sort of mineral, organic symbiotes we've talked about already. Scorpion Sting, it actually looks like a manticore, and looking at the background there, I'm thinking maybe Theros? This looks like it could be in the underworld, maybe. Scorvus Ames, Crime Lord. I love this guy. Very obviously Thunder Junction. Terminus of Return, there's really no clues here to what this would be. Tethix, Gift of Malice is another one of those symbiotes we've been talking about. Interestingly, this looks like Ravnica. This looks like an Azorius, and the architecture back there is very clearly Ravnican. So it's possible that the symbiotes we're seeing have actually gone through the Omenpaths and are ending up on a number of different worlds. Vigo, Enforcer of Ig's Crossing, we don't know exactly where this is from. When you flip it with the symbiote side, it still doesn't give us very many more clues. It sort of looks like a generic fantasy world with medieval technology. It's not clear if this is a werewolf or if this is a dogfolk person. This is possibly Eldraine because this could be the wolf And that's Little Red Riding Hood over there. I know we have other analogs for them, but maybe Vigo is, the huntsman in this particular scenario. It would certainly fit, and it would just mean these symbiotes have sort of become an invasive species across the multiverse. Villainous Wrath, there's nothing here really to give us a specific plane. Wekdu, Midnight Hunter, this looks like Amonkhet. Given it's an insect, I'm going to call maybe a Speed Brood or one of Amonkhet's own nightly horrors. But given that this seems to be during the GGP, because look, you've got a road running through what appears to be Amonkhet, I'm going to call this is probably a Speed Brood. And then finally, Wrench, Speedway Saboteur. Super easy. This is an End Rider sabotaging a Goblin Rocketeer's vehicle. All right, I'll be back tomorrow to look at Red.